Economic order quantity.
Okay, so EPQ is
Economic product
product or
production quantity.
So different order and
Production.
What is the order?
It's
The company buy raw material from supplier, and the production
is using that material to produce finished good.
Yeah. So it is inbound, inbound manufacture. It is from outbound supplier. So when the arrival of the order does not occur sequentially but uniformly. In AOP, if the product arrives, so the quantity simultaneously arrives here. But in APK, it is uniformly. It is also called economic production quantity or economic manufacturing quantity. It is a different terms, but the meaning is same. Assumption the demand level is lower than production or replenishment rate. If it is the other way around, then there is no inventory. In the APP, improvement from AOK model. Typically used by manufacturing companies with the aim same minimizing total cost. Same with AOK. There is a setup cost and holding cost by determining economical production stage size. The assumption that a lot arrives simultaneously on the AOK model is related to the arrival of lots having a certain rate. For example, pay unit per unit of time. Economical production loss are determined by finding a lot size that minimize total setup cost and holding cost. So the difference about the cost include this. AOK, the total cost is equal to
Reorder cost
XC or OC
plus holding cost.
Or UC. In APK, let's say is equal to
Total setup cost.
Yes, because there is no reorder for supplier, but there is a setup cost and holding cost. It is same, but it is not same. It is different. This one, setup cost and holding cost. On this graph, it is different with AOK. AOK simultaneously straight increase. In the APK, production phase inventory increase. During the production period, there is a production rate and demand rate. This is production rate, this is demand rate, but maximum quantity not same with Q, but with the P minus T. There is a demand in this period actually decrease smoothly. The production time is PP. Okay, PP. This is the production time. PP production time. In this one, in this point, after that, it is a DP. It is a demand time. Demand time maybe for deliver to customer or deliver to another department. In the manufacturing, maybe there are many departments in there. P, okay, inventory does not reach P. The maximum inventory level is ya, Q 1 minus D per P. Okay. This is total cost consists of setup cost and holding cost. Setup cost S, it is setup cost for S, cost for setup, and per P, this represent the number of production. Number of production per class per year. So the second component in the equity is holding cost. It is maximum inventory P min D multiplied by PP with PP is Q per P. And average inventory same concept with AOP. For the average inventory in AOP,
HC
maximum key in AOP, maximum inventory is key. Average is
divided by 2.
2. It is AOP. For the AOP is maximum inventory in March minus I min per 2, ya, is equal to P min D, maximum inventory P min D TP minus I min equal to 0 per 2. So average inventory is P min D multiplied by P per 2P. TP substitute with this one. Yeah. Holding cost in AOP, holding cost what? Yeah, maybe percentage interest rate multiplied by C. This one it's C multiplied by P min D multiplied by P per 2P. Yeah. Holding cost.
Huh? Different one. I used it. Yes.
This is total cost consists of 3 components. It is fixed cost, yeah, maybe in UC, APOE, and this is variable cost. Yeah, fixed cost plus variable cost. So to find minimum total cost, this is key star is equal to after, yeah, same with AOP. This for APE. Yeah. Maybe there is a question in midterm. Yeah, next. This is variable cost, and the second is total cost. Yeah, maybe you can write this formulation to try the calculation. Do you know what the schedule for midterm?
I think it's, I'm not sure like the exact date, but after after it, we have 1 week of learning, and then after that, midterm.
Basically the time, yes.
Yeah.
Tadi forecasting method. This for example in EPK, demand for an item is 20,000 unit per year. The production rate is 100 unit per day, and the demand is 4 days. Production cost per unit is $50. Loading cost 10 per unit per year, and setup cost 20 per run. Yeah, setup cost in the APK. Specify APK number of production runs per year, area of the point, and minimum total annual cost. So we looking for demand per day with the formula R per N is equal to 80, and the Q with the formulation with this one, so get value about the 632 unit. It is production runs per year. Notation is M R per Q star. Yeah, 20,000 per Q star. Yeah. This is ROP and total cost. This is different about AOP and APK. AOP is for order and APK is for production. Order with the different internal cost is about the holding cost. Yeah, just holding cost. Holding cost, and AOP use order cost, in APK use production cost or setup cost. I think enough. This is for the second meeting from AOP. So today we will discuss about the demand forecasting, the subject, for the concept forecasting, intrinsic method, and various extrinsic and calculation of forecasting method. In response, there is a concept or theory for to the method for the ALIMA.
Ada modulnya tapi nggak diajarin, cuman apa dikasih assignment aja gitu, disuruh ngerjain berdasarkan video tutorial. Dia kan pakai apa software Minitab.
Sudah dicoba?
Udah.
Bisa.
Ada cracknya.
Oh iya, itu maksudnya.
Iya.
Crack kan. Oke. But do you know about the function for forecasting?
Oh, maybe it's only to predict.
Okay.
Apa ya? Mungkin bisa prediksi kayak kebutuhan barang di tahun ke depan.
Okay. Forecasting is a prediction, projection, or estimation of the occurrence of an uncertain event or activity in the future. Forecasting is used to forecast changes in events so that plan can be prepared to predict the future condition. Yeah, like this in this graph, based on this data pattern, yeah, with the maybe there is seasonality, yeah. So we can predict what is the value after the number, yeah. So pattern for the future period. forecast. For the first, of course, forecast is usually wrong. Yeah. The forecasting deals with the future events which are inherently uncertain because there is for predict the future demand, market condition cannot be predicted. Yeah, perfectly. So every forecast contains some degree of error. Yeah, therefore forecast should always be accompanied by error measurement to evaluate their accuracy method forecast. And the second, aggregate forecasts are more accurate. Why? In number 2, aggregate forecasts are more accurate.
Is it maybe because the event are certain? Or?
No. We will study for the aggregate. Maybe in one company there are many product types. Yeah. So product 1, product 2, product 3. If we forecast each product, it is a big error compared to this one forecast for three product. Yeah, this is aggregate, but this is each forecast. Yeah, so the aggregate is more accurate. Why? Because maybe in one time for product 1 is decreased, yeah, or product 2 is increased. So this is error. Minimize the error. We will must forecast about the aggregate product. For the third, the longer the forecast horizon, the less accurate the forecast will be. Why? Can you imagine if we want to forecast in August compared to forecast to January next year, which is more accurate? August or January?
August. August.
Yes, yeah. So because it's more longer forecast horizon, it is accurate, the less accurate. And the fourth, forecast should not be used to exclusion of non-information. Yeah. Even forecasting use the historical data, but decision maker, yeah, if we as a decision maker must also consider current information about the consumer behavior, about the event, promotional or special event that is being used about the demand. And the last, forecasting is carried out on independent item. You still remember what is the independent item?
Item the demand maybe?
Item the demand. Of course, we discussion about the demand. There is an independent demand, so there is a dependent demand.
Dependent demand is maybe like parts of a finished product. For example.
Parts of finished product. It is about
Independent.
Oh, dependent. Okay, good.
Independent is one as a whole finished product.
Okay, good job. Yeah, this is very important. What is it? Dependent or independent?
Dependent.
Dependent. Milieu, dependent or independent? Independent. This is part of object. Do you see in the retail store this product to sell to customer?
No.
No. So this is a dependent product. Yeah. But this one is independent. So we focus about the independent demand. In the dependent demand, what will we do? Focus or not? So
We don't need.
calculate about the previous product. Yeah, if we forecast 100 products, so this one is multiplied by previous product. Okay, this is a forecasting problem. Yeah. Although the accuracy of the forecast cannot be ascertained, the use of this method is better than, yeah, if we know method to determine future data for decision making purpose. Yeah. There are classification of forecast method. For the first classification is a subjective or qualitative method. Subjective forecasting method vary on human adjustment. No quantitative, and there is experience maybe from the expert in the company and opinions, yeah, rather than mathematical method. Yeah, these methods are often used when historical data is limited. When it is happen. Limited data, no data for historical.
It's a startup.
Yes, startup, maybe to launch the new product, yeah, or maybe for the new market, yeah. There is no historical data, but the expert has forecasting by subjective. There is the forecast composite, customer survey, jury of executive opinion, and the last is the Delphi method. For the second classification, we have objective forecasting method, or it is for quantitative. Use mathematical method with historical data, of course, to predict future demand. And these methods are more systematic and less dependent on human judgment or expert. In the demand pattern. Okay, we have 5 demand pattern. It is constant demand, seasonal trend, trend demand, intermittent, and the last seasonal demand. What is the constant demand pattern for the example?
It's probably maybe food,
Yes.
like ingredients.
Yes, good. Good. Yeah, this is constant demand. Pattern occurs when demand remains stable, yeah, relatively stable over time with only small random fluctuation. Yeah, example like salt, sugar, oil. Yeah, this is constant demand. For the second, trend demand. Can you see about the trend demand pattern? Maybe it is for increase or sometimes decrease. Yeah. What is the example now? Demand in trend demand increase. Maybe talking about the electrical vehicle. And the third about the seasonal demand. Seasonal. There is a seasonal pattern with demand fluctuated in a regular and predictable pattern within a specific period, such as maybe it is the 1 month, yeah, and the next month, yeah. Same with the pattern.
Sorry, Bu, does it always follow like a bell shape or have to?
It is a seasonal. Yeah. Maybe it is repeating pattern every year or repeating every month or based on the weather. Yeah. Maybe the umbrella is increased. Yeah. Maybe like that. Yeah. Seasonal about the holiday, about the Eid. And the fourth, seasonal trend and demand. There is combined from trend demand and seasonal demand. What do you see there in this graph? What are the characteristics?
Is it?
Because it is the shape of the pear, yeah. Like this one, seasonal demand, and at the same time there is a increased trend, yeah. So the pattern gradually over time, yeah. Gradually with this seasonal. And the last it is intermittent demand pattern. Where what is it? Demand occurs random, yeah, random or irregularly with many periods of zero demand. Yeah. Many periods, no point is, yeah, so there is a zero demand in this period. This is description about the forecast method, about the qualitative, subjective, and objective. Now we will study about the method for constant demand pattern. There are four methods: simple average, moving average, weighted moving average, and exponential smoothing. In responsive, do you study about this concept? No. Directly Ariman.
Nggak.
For the first, for the simple average, yeah. Of course, video demand forecasts are based on the historical data. Yeah. So it is average of all demand in the previous month. This advantage from this method based on the title simple, yeah. So it is easy. The length of past request data is given equal weight. Your data should be given little weight because it is more representative of the future. Let me calculate for this one. Simple average for this one. Based on the average all demand in the previous month. So maybe this is 9 period. The demand in appear for the 2 periods. So it is the forecast in the 3 periods. So we can calculate about the 10 plus 12 per unit, yeah, is equal to 10. Yeah. How about the period 4? So we need the actual demand in 3 periods before. Yeah. 10 plus 12 plus 14 per 3. So it is equal 12. But in actual, the demand is 15. So there is difference or variation about the 3-unit error forecast. How about the F7?
10 plus 12 plus 15 plus 15, 16 plus 17 divided by 6.
Until what value, Ahmed?
Until 6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay. Per?
Bisa di forecast tapi ada
Okay.
ketiga.
Yeah.
Bisa di forecast pas periode ketiga.
For the second, it is moving average method. Moving average, yeah. Also forecast based on historical average of previous period, but takes average from randomness factor alone without regard to trend, cyclic, and seasonal factor. So the determination of the sum of n is based on experiment or simulation. For the n is a
Number of
quantity of
observation.
value.
Okay.
There are several methods, moving average and weighted moving average. For the moving average, yeah, forecast T is equal to T minus 1 plus T minus 2 per n. Yeah. Can you try about if the difference in 3 week and 6 week? Arji, for 3 week, can you calculate about the forecast demand in period 4? Can you try with your
Bahasa isyarat. Ayo.
ya sih?
So you calculate 20.
Is different with the simple average, Ahmed? For the previous method, simple average.
Yes, it's accepted.
Same.
When we do that, just for the period 3, you period 4. So I calculate the demand 1, 2, 3.
Okay. How about if we want to calculate about the demand in period
Kan
8?
dia channel beda.
In period
Panjang.
8.
Oh, 8. So we calculate all the demand until 7 divided by 7.
7?
We calculate the demand from 1 plus 2 plus
No, because I just use the 3 week and 6 week. So in this method, simple moving average using the quantity about the period
Kita.
is determined. Berapa? 6. Kok gak sama loh? Ini 600 sampai ke 200.
I divide by 2.
Hah?
Ini siapa tuh?
Bisa.
Bisa.
Nah ini 200 kan dari
270 plus
It is true. 2048, 43.
Nah, iya. Iya, kan bisa. Bisa.
Oh iya.
Coba reverse engineer 277 kali 3 kali 3.
Ya Ahmed, Imperial State.
Itu komsel sama. Itu komsel.
Rio,
Ya, Bu.
Imperial 7 with the 6 bit.
768. Gimana? Caranya.
I hope you understand about this method. See, what is different with this method? Simple average and moving average.
Coba lihat yang sebelah sebelumnya.
Oke.
Ya bukan. Bukan perbedaan. Ya beda.
Habis
Ya enggak?
Dia nggak pakai remix.
Terus, arti apa bedanya? Real, apa bedanya? Simple average and moving average.
masing-masing periode mempunyai weight yang sama. Contohnya demand forecasting 3 10 tambah 12 dibagi 2. Terusnya juga pasti bakal ditambah sesuai periode yang sebelumnya. Kalau moving average itu cuman apa? Gimana ya? Udah ditentukan gitu loh, apa ya? Kurang tahu sih, Bu.
Ini tuh nambahin.
Periode itu sesuai yang diminta itu.
Apanya sesuai dengan
Sesuai yang diminta. Datanya juga yang diambil sesuai yang diminta sama
Joy.
lebih akuratnya gitu.
Nah, yang coba nggak sesuai jadi simple average. Tidak ada 3 weeks and 6 weeks or how many period to determine to forecast. Ya, simple average menghitung semua data sebelumnya. Jadi kalau mau F9 berarti data 1 until 8 is per A. Mau ngitung yang 6 berarti data 1 until 5. Ya, jadi story-nya banyak ya. Compare to week.
So just the different period is for moving average. It is specific condition. Maybe for example, if it's for 1 week, we just move by 4. But for the simple average, they ask us maybe for F8, we should go all until 7 divided by 7.
Yes, it is simple average.
For moving, there is specific condition.
So we remember about the more horizon planning to forecast is less accurate. So this is
Less
more
accurate.
accurate or less, yeah, less accurate because use the long historical data. Yeah. Next, weighted moving average. Yeah, there is a weight. So different weights are given in an period. Generally, the most recent period data has a greater weight. So if we want to forecast demand in September, yeah, where the historical data to give a greater weight. Berarti before September, we use three period:
August, July, June.
August, July, and June. Where is the greater weight in 3 months?
June, August,
September.
June,
June,
August.
August, there,
July.
July. So when you choose about 3 months, 3 years.
August, June.
So maybe June or August. Which one?
August.
August.
Huh?
August.
August.
Okay. Why?
Because it's
Because this one, the most recent period data has a greater weight.
So it's August.
Maksudnya yang mencerminkan data bulan September itu bisa didekatinya lebih accurate August or June. Yang terdekat kan? Ya, August.
edit.
So the weighted is equal to 1. So the forecast is also weight multiplied by demand actual in same in 1 plus weight 2 multiply with demand actuality into etc. So try to solve this one.
Semoga sehat selalu. Semoga sehat
Selamanya.
Hah?
Selamanya.
selalu.
Selamanya. Busy. Busy.
Is there are actual demand in this period, yeah, in 9 until 12. So with this one data and the weight, how many forecast in 13 months? How to solve this problem? This week for plus. Ini bisa is equal to
10, 1, 1.
10, 1.
1, 1.
Read.
1.
So, B15 is Nico? Ahmed? With this one. Multiply again. B1 for
10.
this one or this one?
Demand.
August or June? The greater way for August. So this is no August. B1 for Y10 or Y12? Y12, Rio?
10.
10.
Y12.
Why still 10? We need to forecast in 13 months.
12 is not predicted.
Year 13. The greater way for recent data. Rio?
Jadi pilih yang iya 13.
Loh, pilih yang 13. Nggak ada. Kok pilih 13 lo dicari, Rio? Hai Ahmed.
Why we are looking for 12? Because the question we should find for Y13, right? So 12 is more near.
Yes, it is the keyword near or far from here. Ya, like June or August tadi maksudnya. Ya, oke, calculate this formulation, this equation.
Jadi
Ya itu semuanya berapa hasilnya? Pemilih the result. Gak usah maju. Minggu aku kusir kamu memang. Ya berapa sih? Bukan kurang. Ya dikali panas, dikali. Ini T minus 1 itu 13 minus 1. Tadi 12. Ya. Okay, in this period. So if you want to looking for Y13, so it is Y13 minus 1, Y12. Yeah. Yeah. Kamu bader banget kamu nulis di kertasnya.
Oh iya.
Mana kertas mau tambah?
Ini
Oh,
Bu.
Niko yang ada dulu.
Bu, ya.
Itu yang kita pakai ini itu 12 atau 46 berarti itu.
12 atau 46? Loh. Oke.
Sama Y-nya sebelah situ kan apa? Sebelahnya ada 2 itu kan apa? Y, sebelahnya ada 2.
41,8.
Oh salah berarti. Oh maaf.
Iya 9 10.
Iya. Salah ngikutin itu ya. 12, 11, 10, 9.
Dia yang ditulis 46 ya.
Ini tuh actual demand. We want to forecast in 13 month.
Hasilnya
So,
ini
bukan 12 yang dipakai. Ini menunjukkan periodnya. Tapi angka 46.
ini Bu 41,8.
41,8. Miko hitam.
Itu.
Pas 1,8.
Oke. Ahmed.
Right.
Okay. You must try. So you can understand what is problem.
Okay.
you calculate from the amount meter.
Yeah, the nearest way is 12, right?
Or 11.
Times 0.5.
Okay.
That's the highest weight, and then move on until the last one. You just apa? Itulah.
Saya punya utang aja 1 kali mau bayar lapannya.
Tunai boleh itu tunai.
Ada waktu di kantor.
Selasa tak online tapi ya.
Nggak tahu. Selasa kita kosong.
Berarti minggu depan Selasa atau Kamis.
Selasa baru.
Berarti minggu depan Selasa atau Kamis. Kan Kamis jadwal aslinya.
Jadi minggu depan Selasa online kami.
Berarti kita pulang berapa? 3. Tanggal 3 tuh justru saya berarti sampai online loh. Berarti sisa 1 katanya. Setelah ini sisa 1 tapi masih online ya.
Ini barang.
Kita tuh kayak tetap lanjut sih, Bu. Maksudnya bukan online. Kayak udah mulai masa kuliah lagi setelah tanggal 27 ya. Nah, itu seminggunya itu di sini kayak
Oh, after it libur.
libur 4 hari itu berapa hari? Iya kan ya? You know? Ya. For this right? Cuman Pak.
Masih ada satu pertemuan yang luring ya.
Iya.
Oke.
41,8.
41,8. Niko, you
1,8.
Aduh, sama lagi.
because this is a code unit, so 41.8 is same with 42. Ya. Terus ya sudah bisa angkat kan ya. Cici loro terus 1, 2, 3 bisa. Oh, bisa. Okay, the next method it is exponential smoothing method. Yeah. Forecast based on the preference of the level of confidence in the forecast over the actual data in the previous period without regard to trend, cyclic, and seasonal factor. Yeah, previous method is for constant demand. Yeah. So this one we use has a symbolic smoothing factor. Yes, smoothing factor with a value 0 until 1. Yeah. So the equation forecast is alpha multiply current observation of demand plus 1 minus alpha multiply plus forecast. So the equation DT is alpha YT minus 1 plus 1 minus alpha multiply XT minus 1. So in this model, all historical data is represented in the last forecast. No use the many data like this one. Yeah, this just need one data for actual and one data for forecast. Last forecast and current observation. The last forecast with a smaller weight for longer data. Okay. So the choice of determine about value of alpha. Yeah, it is a trade-off in this method. If a large alpha value indicate about
Confidence.
alpha is a large, so
Less confidence. Less confidence.
less confidence about
The data. Forecast. Aduh, nggak tahu.
no alpha plus alpha is trust about the weight in actual data. This is actual data, current observation. Yeah, this is a forecast. So this is more trust in actual data. For this one, okay. Now, however, alpha value that are too large will provide highly responsive but unstable. Yeah. A small alpha value indicates large weight in the demand reference period. Okay, so for this example, this is many period. This is actual demand YT. Actual demand, and this is Y cap T, Y cap T, YT.
XT.
Ini apa? Ini apa? What is it? Demand or forecast?
Forecast.
Yeah, forecast. This is demand. Okay. With the following actual demand data in 1 year, yeah, 112 period of month. Use value if x0 is equal to y1 is 106 and alpha is 0.3. Forecast result for the next month in 13, 14, 5. Yeah, proof about this value. Maybe we can write in this 2 period. If Y2 is equal to Niko G, sampaikan aja. Berapa kali berapa? Ya tadi rumusnya udah tercatat belum?
Udah.
Udah.
0,3 dikali.
Iya, tadi.
For 2 period,
2 minus 1 tambah
0,3 dikali
iya
demand
demand
itu varian 1
Ya, itu kan
0,3
namanya
dikali
kan anak saya
100
Ji. Kayak main juga enggak apa-apa.
ditambah
Enggak usah disuruh. Kasih.
0,7
105
nah, kurang apa sih kurang itu period
Ada
sebelum
dikurangi
yang di-
loh. T-1 itu period sebelumnya. Tadi tuh.
ya,
13
ditanya period
minus
2
1.
dipakai period 1
ya berarti 1 terus berarti 106
Mhm.
106 tambah
Loh, 106 kali berapa?
kali 1
Hah? 106 kali 1 rumusnya apa?
yang ini kan yang y itu sama dengan yt
alpha itu
1
alpha dikali
Alpha
Oh.
Y min 1
Lupa ya.
plus
Nggak
katanya dengan
nggak kelihatan
gak kelihatan
kalau ketika dikali 106 36 tambah dalam kurung 1 min 0,3 gua kurung yang 106 titik 0 iya kan?
nggak ada dikurangi 1 no
Ya,
minus
ya,
minus
106
just plus and
ya
kurang.
aku mau baca ini
Jadi
gak kurang
hasilnya benar nggak? Iya. Make right for the third period with this one formula.
So we see the next slide.
so the alpha is 0.3 right 0.3 times the period before which is period 2 times
Which one?
the left one YT
Which is 1.2.
lagi main di tangan bukan ya? Lagi main di tangan.
No, this one.
1 dan the forecast 106 ya sudah
Benar. Nico. Sama enggak?
Benar-benar.
Tapi sintaks kan?
Ini yang saya ajarkan yang keluar dulu ya.
Ayo.
Udah singkat. Oh ini. Bener Bu.
Bisa. Hah?
For grade 3, 107.2.
Wow. The formula.
Formula is alpha, which is 0.3.
Alpha is 0.3. Oh ya.
Yang with the minus 1, which is should be to 100. 110
Okay, good.
plus the 1 minus alpha is equal 0.7 plus the
Tengok plus. Multiply.
multiply.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm happy if my student can solve the problem. Okay, bisa Archie itu dia? Oke, nanti Fajar tak sadian.
Insya Allah.
Okay, for the next method, exponential smoothing with trend. Yeah, before previous method, no trend both in the calculation. Yeah, so this sometimes demand data that has trend elements. Yeah, if forecasted using simple exponential smoothing. Yeah, before previous method simple exponential smoothing, the forecast result with rate too late. Yeah, smoothingnya terlalu mulus sehingga late to actual value. So it is underestimate the demand. Exponential smoothing with trend is also called double exponential smoothing. Double exponential smoothing, yeah, also called the Holtz method. It is behind something with trend, time series separate with from trend effect, and smooth series in usual manner using alpha. There is alpha and beta. Alpha is same with the previous method, both the series, and trend forecast in usual manner using beta. So forecast in this period is equal to xt plus pt. So there are two components. Xt is equal to blah 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 ini. Yeah, smooth the series forecast. And the second, for the trend forecast, pt is equal to beta, etc. Yeah. So T is xt plus pt. Okay. You can solve this problem by yourself for the mind in this method. If there is a demand, there is a level of series xt and trend in pt. Forecast is level of series plus trend. 40 plus 0 is 40. Maybe you can doing this method with Excel. Yeah. For
Buat tugas dong. Buat tugas.
dan dalamnya. Nico dan protes dulu.
Apa?
Kamu terlalu responsif hari ini. Nanti lah tugasnya.
Oh. Semangat belajar.
This class about the double exponential smoothing. And the next method, previous method, Holtz method, is accommodate about the smoothing and trend.
Right.
Yeah. And this one exponential smoothing with trend and seasonality. So we consider about two conditions. There is a trend and seasonal. Yeah. This is for the method. YT is equal to xt plus t,
YP.
like the exponential smoothing with trend multiplied by IT. So there are three components: xt, pt, and IT. It's more complex. Yeah, is compared to with the previous method.
For the midterm exam, will be open book or we should keep all?
You a visionary person.
I mean, like, because there is a lot of formulas.
Okay, so this maybe in for assignment, but for the exam no this one. Maybe no.
Close.
Open note.
Open.
Open note. Open note one. Open note one page or open note one. Yeah. So maybe you make note with the step by step, yeah, with the example. So if you do the exam, then you know about the step to solve the problem. There are just 3 questions, but A, B, C, A, B, C. Okay. Yeah. I'm not explaining the step of this method, trend and seasonal forecasting. Yeah. Maybe in the response you can understand how this method. After we know about the many method, we just calculation of forecasting error. Yeah. Compare accuracy and choose the most optimal forecasting method as well as for calculation. There are 2 types of forecasting error. For the first deviation, yeah, this is a distance between the forecast result and the actual value. Yeah. In the form of the absolute value of the freeze error, regardless of the underestimate or overestimate condition is mutlak, yeah, no minus or plus. For the bias, the direction of forecast error with the average arithmetic and considering the condition underestimation and overestimation. In the bias, there is negative or positive errornya. This is the method for the calculation of forecasting error, MAD, MSA, MAP, MPA, dan IS. Then you maybe we try for MAD, mean absolute deviation. So the equation is YI minus YI. Harga mutlak. Do you know what is it? Mutlak.
Absolute.
Mutlak, ya. Sigma per N. Ya. Many method, MSI, S, MHP, MA, MPA, dan IS. Now we study about MFG. Sudah ditulis rumusnya. Jadi yang MAD ya. We try for this one. in this one period, first period, this is what is it?
Actual data.
Hmm?
Demand.
Demand. What is it?
Forecast.
Forecast. So for the first absolute data, what I choose the equation? Y in minus Y out in. Yeah. So this is 0. Dibagi kan 0, 0. Oh, for the second period. 115 minus 106 is 9. So the MRT
4.5 divided by 2.
9.
9 divided by 2.
Okay, divided by 2. We go over this one.
Oke.
Maksudnya.
Hitung MRT-nya.
Oh, MAD-nya 15. MAD atau aktif?
Made.
MRT.
Nah, 158 kurangi 152. Terus MAD-nya
Dibagi berapa?
2. Iya.
Dibagi 8. Nggak tahu.
N-nya itu apa ya?
Ini apa ya tadi? Harusnya penyanyi data.
9 berarti.
Period atau apa?
Karena eta.
Iya, period. Tapi aneh ya.
Iya. Yang 23 dibagi 2, tapi yang 4 dibagi 8.
Okay, I will cross check. It is my homework for next meeting.
Ibu tapi maaf di rumusnya kok ada sum.
Iya, sum. Jadi sum for the previous period. Okay. We will try in third period because it is 0, so it is determined for the second period. We go try to the third period. It is sum, so there are
Kalau 1 adanya 18 itu dari atas ya?
No.
1
18 mah dari ini gitu di 120 minus
Iya.
MAD dia ditambah
Jadi 18
ditambah 9 terus bagi 3.
Iya.
Oke, good. Okay. Over the fourth period until
7 tambah 5. Itu dibagi 4.
how can you get this value?
5 plus 18 plus 9 plus 0 equals
32.
equals 32 divided by 4 8 equals 8.
Okay.
So we have the data, we have 5 right for the fourth period. We add 5 with 18 with 9 and with 0, and then divide with how many data we have for the one. So 5 plus 9 plus 18 divided by 4 equals 8.
Okay, thank you everyone. So you can try for the next method to forecasting error measurement. Yeah. This is for the next method in the bias value calculation. It is deviation, and this for concludes our lesson today. We study about forecasting method and calculating about the
Error.
error forecast and forecast.